SwayamPrabha. Digital India. Educated India.
Good morning, friends. Today we are starting with the second unit of our course Production and Operations Management. In the first unit, that was Introduction to Production and Operations Management, we talked about the concept of Production and Operations Management, where we studied that important things, important entities in Production and Operations Management is some kind of a input, then transformation process and leading to outputs, and output is of desirable nature as well as not desirable nature. And for a system to be successful, to give a good customer satisfaction, customer delight, having a output is not sufficient, we should have a good outcome also which matches with the requirements of the customer. Having said that, in the back end, in the second lecture we talked about the 8 stages of the product life cycle also. And at the stage 2, we said that one of the important decision when we are establishing a business or enterprise is designing of the products, and after designing the product, selecting the appropriate technologies, appropriate processes. So, this second unit belongs to that particular area of discussion, that is designing products, services and processes. So, let us start with that. What is product? Let us see some salient features of the product. A product is the item offered for sale. It can be intangible in the form of a service like transport sector, airlines, hospitals, academic institutions, or it can be tangible in the form of cars, automobiles, pen and so many other things which we are using every day. And it can be a cyber product in the form of a software or application which we are downloading in our mobiles, or we are using it for our academic purposes or for business purposes. Every product is made at a cost. So, product, when we manufacture a product, some cost is incurred and then it is also sold at certain price. The price of the product depends upon the cost incurred in producing the product, the quality of the product, and in the form of features, fitness for use, and also the delivery performance. Many times we get the premium on our product, though the product is same, because of good delivery performance. You say that I am going to deliver within 2 hours, within 1 hour. So, you can charge certain premium, or you are having a large variety of products available ex showroom. So, you can charge some premium on that also. For that, the logistics and distribution networks and the marketing strategies, which target market we are going to and how we are promoting our products, how we are launching the product. Each product has a limited life. We have seen that 8 stages of the product life cycle. After a certain period, the product demand start declining and we have to phase it out. It can be due to deterioration in the product, or there is end of life of the product or end of use of the product, after which it needs replacement. A product need to be innovated regularly to keep it relevant in changing environment. Changing environment occur due to 2 reasons. One is change in the market expectation, customer requirements, or change in technologies. New products are launched in the market, or change in the design or some specifications, or changes in the materials, etc. In marketing parlance, a product can be revamped, relaunched or extended to make it more relevant in the same segment or in some other segment. It is also true that if the product has phased out, it is no more required in one particular set of customer market, it can be launched in some other marketplace. Many products which started with the as an innovative product in the elite class and later on becomes a commodity and offered to everyone at a lower cost. Continuing, a product needs to be relevant, fitness for purpose, it must be useful, be functionally able to do what it is supposed to and do it with good quality. A product needs to be communicated. Users and potential user must know why they need to use it, what benefit they can derive from it and what differences it does to their lives. Advertising and brand building best do this. A product needs a name that people remember and relate to. A product with a name becomes a brand. It helps it stand out from other clutter of products and names. A product should be adaptable with trends, time and change in segment. The product should lend itself to adaptation to make it more relevant and maintains its revenue stream. So, it is an important feature related to marketing of the product, that the product should remain relevant in the market, and for that we have to see that it is keep on adapting itself with the changing requirements, or we should be shifting it to new market segments or new places where it is still relevant. Product management, after designing the product management is, as we said, that management means end to end kind of a thing, from designing, planning, and then taking it to the market, selling it, distributing it. All aspects of product is product management. So, it is an overall function of designing, planning, launching and innovating the product to make it successful. Most of the product today are having product managers. Their task is to coordinate with several other players in the organization, outside the organization, to make the product successful. Team works with members from within and outside the organization. A product team consists of several members, some are inside the organization, some are from outside the organization also. The goal of the product management is to create a product that meets the customer requirements and also fulfill the organization strategic and financial goals. It is very important that the product which we develop, it must match with the organizational strategic plan. Otherwise, there will be a mismatch. Not only strategic plan, it should also match with the marketing strategy and as well as the operations strategy. Obviously, the operation strategy and marketing strategy are designed from organizational strategy. Internally, the team works with marketing people, production people, procurement, finance and externally with customers and suppliers. Suppliers are very important in the product development, because if you develop the product and then start procuring the material, there may be a case where supplier will say that, oh, you have not involved us, we are having a better option with respect to materials, with respect to other specifications of the material. So, they are, because they are the best persons to give you guidance, to give you the advice related to material. So, it is better that we should involve the suppliers also in the initial stages of the product development. The product design includes not only the features, it also includes the shape, form, performance, user manual, customer support, warranty, etc. Let us take the example of a washing machine. So, when you are designing the washing machine, you must keep in mind what should be the load capacity, whether it is going to be a automatic, semi-automatic or a manual machine, the features which you are going to provide to them. Also look at the shape, whether you want a circular or a rectangular shape, what should be the height of that, it should be convenient, the color combinations of the outer body and the designing of the panel, control panel, etc. They are all very important because they provide the good user experience in terms of appearance, etc., as well as in terms of functionality. So, product design deals with both form and functions. Form design takes care of product shape and appearance. It makes the product attractive and thus help in selling. When we go for purchasing, we will sometimes get attracted by the product appearance itself. Functions design deals with its working, so that the customer finds the product useful. It fulfills some basic requirements of the customer. In case of washing machine, the washing of the clothes is a basic requirement for which you are purchasing the machine. Let us see from this newspaper cutting, recent newspaper cutting, what is required. Maybe you are talking about sustainability and you are developing a product which is sustainable decor, taking inputs or materials from the environment, or it can be trendy also. You are developing a furniture which is trendy in nature. Then it talk about style and functionality. You are developing certain handicrafts which are stylish as well as they are fulfill some functional requirements, or it can be for some decoration purpose or something, some floral designs, etc. So, what we are finding that in product design we should keep in mind the appearance as well as the functionality. Now, question arises from where the idea will come for a new products, because we have to keep on innovating. So, it can come from through customer suggestions and complaint. Many of the improvements in the product takes place by having complaints from the customer, or customer gives suggestion. These suggestions can come in a formal manner, in a solicited manner, and also in unsolicited manner also. Then there is every organization have a market research team which keep on surveying the feedback, taking feedback about the existing products, and based on that they may suggest to the R&D people, product development people about what need to be done, what additional features customer are looking for, what are the features which are not very good in our existing product which need to be improved. Then there is a research and development department. They keep on working on new materials, new processes, new designs, etc. also. Like we study that earlier you were making a product with 4 components. They may be doing some research to reduce the number of components in the product, so that to improve the reliability of the product, to improve the performance of the product. Or there may be other case also. At present you are having a single piece component which is very expensive. You divide it into manufacture it with another components and parts, so that you can reduce its cost, or you can improve its features or performance of the product. So, those kind of things keep on doing by the research and development department, or they may be exploring some new materials which has developed or which has been used in some other products. Then there is a competitor's product in the market. You always look at what the competitors are doing, and you are getting clue from them in what direction they are thinking. Based on that also you start improving your own products. Then there is some individual innovation also. You get some idea all of a sudden, something struck your mind as an individual, and based on that you do the some kind of improvement or some kind of a new product into the market. Whenever we start the process of developing a new product, we must start with large number of ideas, and there are several techniques available which are called idea generation techniques. They are few I am listing. Brainstorming is one technique. Brainstorming is one technique. Idea engineering is another technique, and there are so many other techniques which we can use to generate the ideas. In the brainstorming technique, we invite the experts or persons related with our product in one single place, and then we ask them, we request them to provide your ideas, your inputs about certain aspects of the product. And here the rule is very simple. When we are generating the idea, we do not question whatsoever expert is saying, whatsoever team the members are saying, we keep on writing as it is without any editing on the whiteboard, on the blackboard. And then we ask each one to give the ideas, and why we do not question it, because if we start questioning or analyzing the idea, that suppress the creativity, and also there may be a case that one member has given some idea which may not be very good, but some other member can take a clue from that idea and give some better idea, or another member can combine 2-3 ideas and develop a great idea, grand idea. So, that is the purpose that we should not question. Once we have collected large number of ideas, maybe more than 100, then we start analyzing each one. We ask the member to explain what is meant by that, or we can seek clarifications on that, and that is how the brainstorming sessions are conducted. So, idea is we must have more than 100 or around 100 such ideas, because these ideas have to pass through several stages. Like in the second stage, we are doing the screening, we are asking the expert member to explain what it means, what he wanted to say, what is his understanding about that. And in the screening also we found that maybe 50-60% ideas are not surviving, they are not workable further. So, because you find that they are not practical, they are not possible to manufacture, or there may be some constraint or some difficulty in that, or may not be marketable, or the cost may be very high. So, in that process itself we find that large number of ideas could not survive to the second stage. At the second stage, the ideas which survive, let us say 30% ideas have survived. So, we do the economic analysis of that. We see that whether it is economical to manufacture that, is it financially viable to take them to the commercial market, what is going to be the cost of production, at what rate we will be able to sell it in the market. Based on that, we take a call on that, and in this process also maybe certain ideas are fail to pass the test. And then we start the development of the remaining concepts, remaining ideas available with us. We develop the prototypes, we develop the detailed designs, identify the materials and so on. And at that stage also we find there is certain ideas which are not able to move forward. And then come the stage D, where we do the testing of those ideas, and in this testing we see that some ideas are not able to succeed further, and then you will find that only very few ideas are able to are fit for the commercial use. So, this is the decay curve of new product ideas. We must start with large number of ideas, and then you will find that even if you start with 100 ideas, at the end maybe only 2 or 3 are ideas are left which are actually feasible, which are workable, which can be launched into the market. The product design team is interdisciplinary in nature, members are from several disciplines. It can obviously marketing, because our design, a good design is fitness for use, fitness for purpose, and who is the best person to tell us which product customers want, which product fits to the requirements of the customer. It is the marketing people who are in regular touch with the customers, consumers and the competitors. So, they will provide you the inputs, what are the needs of the customer, what are the expectations of the customer. Then there is a research and development team. They will bring the inputs from various development taking place in the domain of technology, products, materials and other areas, and they will give you a new possibilities of improving the product or systems of manufacturing. Then there is a design team which converts the need and expectation into a design by taking help of research and development wing. Then next is the manufacturing people, because whatsoever design you are creating, ultimately it has to be manufactured. And so, we should take the inputs of the manufacturer also, our production team also, to see how easy it is to manufacture. There may be a design which is very good, everything is fine, but manufacturability is not so good, or you do not have the relevant manufacturing processes available, large investments are required, or there may be several other reasons. Then there is a accounts people who will give you regular inputs about the costing, whatsoever design you are creating, they will provide you the costing, and they will give you the economic and financial analysis. Economic analysis deal with break even point, what is the minimum quantity required, so that your operating expenses are met, and financial analysis tells you what is going to be the finally payback period of your investments, or what is going to be the rate of return or rate of return on the investments about this new products which we are developing. Then also HR department or personnel department is also very important. In the design which you have developed, there may be a requirement of new skills, or there may be large number of persons required, new set of personnels are required in producing that. So, they will tell you the market conditions with respect to hiring the people, with respect to manpower planning point of view. They will tell you, they are the best persons to tell you whether necessary manpower is available or not. What is meant by what is innovation, and how these new products which we are finding, mobiles or any such thing which we are finding, how these products are developed and launched into the market. You will find that somewhere people are doing some basic research. That is the foundation for all the innovation. People are doing some basic research. These are the people who are from the domain of physics, chemistry, mathematics, biosciences and other kind of sciences, which keep on doing, which are developing some kind of new theories, new inventions, and these inventions at the time of their invention, they are not concerned how this invention, how this new idea is going to be used and when it is going to be used. They are not aware, they are not concerned also to a large extent about this. Their purpose of research is to develop new theories, to try new materials, new combinations and so on. So, they are the persons where the basic are explored without considering the application. Just like take in our mobiles, one of the important thing is a chip, and chip lot of research is carried out long back in the area of solid physics, where we talk about all kind of silicons and other aspects. At that time they were not aware that it is ultimately going to lead to the development of mobiles or invention of the mobiles. Then there is applied research. At the applied research try to use the principles of physics, principles and theories which has been developed by the basic research, or some new materials or new combination developed by the basic research, to convert into some component or some part. At this stage also they are not sure about where it is going to be used. So, the conversion of basic research into application, some kind of a application in some products or in some service, that is the idea here in the applied research. But here yes, they are connected with some kind of a market, they are having something in their mind when they are doing the research about converting the theories into some kind of a component parts or products. Then the main aspect which connect with the society is the development of the product. This is the stage where you keep the target audience in mind, you keep the commercial aspects in mind while developing the products. So, this is developing a product or service by creatively combining the various technologies, concepts and users requirements. So, here we see the various technologies and components available with us and the user requirements, and then we combine them and create something which is useful to the consumers. All these new innovative products which you are finding every day, they are the result of this development. And then comes the implementation, entrepreneurship. After developing the product, we need entrepreneurs who will take this product to the market. They will manufacture, they will take all the kind of risks and take it to the market. So, this is the fourth stage of innovation, where creating the product and services and taking them to the market, entrepreneurship. So, this is also very important. In India we found that now in the last decade there is a lot of entrepreneurship is happening, but prior to that there was resistance, there were new technologies available, but there was lack of entrepreneurial skills or entrepreneurial knack to take them to the market, to take that risk. So, these are the four important stages, components for any product to be innovated in the market. Let us see the whole process of developing a new product. And you start with the design. So, at the design stage we see what is my development strategy. We will see development strategy means when I am developing the product, whether I am developing a product which is least in cost and fulfill the basic requirements, or I may say that whatsoever may the cost, I want a very high end product with all the features, functions etcetera, and which fulfill the elite class, or it is highly precision product, something like that. So, or you want to develop a product which meets the rural requirements or which meets a particular segment of people. So, that is going to be your development strategy or product development strategy. Then you have to go for the idea generation and screening, as we have said earlier. Then service package of product and architecture formulation, how you are going to launch this product, what are going to be various other documents and way of bringing it to the customer, and then the production feasibility. So, these are some of the important aspects at the design stage. When the product is designed, then we analyze it. We see that it is detailed reviews of the market, potential and production cost. So, we see that in the potential market how it is going to perform, we analyze that, and then we see the development of that, detailed specifications, process design, how this specification are converted into a product, marketing program design, personal training and testing and pilot runs. Here we have to need to rethink the new offering or production processes. Every place we can go back also to see if there is some changes are required in the original design. And then there is a full launch, market promotions, sales personal briefing, distribution processes activation, old services or product withdrawn, production of new offerings and ramp up. So, these are some of the stages through which a product is coming to the market. So, what should be the product design policy? We find that there are several products in the market where the idea is minimum cost. There may not be as good in quality, high end quality, but it meet the customer's requirement at a minimum cost. Several products we can count in this, in airlines also, in detergents also, in other electronic products also, where the idea of product design is to produce it at a minimum cost, but meets the expectations of that particular target market. There may be a design policy where we say that it should be high quality, and cost is not a much of the consideration. Obviously, we want to produce it at a minimum cost, launch it at a minimum cost, but at the design stage we want it should have high features and rich in features and rich in specifications. We want to have that. Then we are also looking for reliability. There may be a case where, especially for industrial products, we say that I want a product which is highly reliable, and it has a good performance also. In case of cars, etc., we can say that its performance is very good, mileage is very good, or like that. When we say minimum cost, whatever may be the quality, maybe a Tata Nano car is one example in recent past. They said that we want to launch a car which a poor persons or lower income group people can also afford. So, that is the target for the design team to produce. There may be a case where you are having a design policy, you are saying that it should have a precision, high accuracy. There are several kind of watches available where people feel pride while wearing it, that it is a highly precision watch, or there may be prestige involved with that particular. There are certain kind of pens are there, and certain such kind of accessories are there, where the functional requirements are same, but it gives you the pride and prestige when you are using it, because of their precision, because of their good quality. Or there may be in many products are balance of these features, where you see the balance of cost, quality, precision and reliability, performance, etc., etc. It is a good package which consists of all good features from these design policies. Most of the product falls in this particular category which we are using it. So, when we are designing the product, what are the various factors which are influencing the design process? One is the marketing, which deals with the selling of the product in the targeting market. Then there are product characteristics, which deals with the requirements and expectations of the customer. We have to see what are the functions which the product is going to perform, operations, reliability and durability, and the aesthetics. Then we look at the economic aspects also, which deals with cost, variable cost, fixed cost of the process, and then the volumes which we are going to produce and which we find that there is a market demand, and then the profit. This is also called cost volume profit analysis. Economic analysis, which is called break even analysis, or it is also called cost volume profit analysis. So, we are looking at the various parameters of cost and selling price and how much quantity we are in a position to sell, cost volume profit analysis. Then the production aspect, design for manufacturability, design for assembly, design for maintenance, all such aspects we should keep in mind. So, production aspect deals with the capability of the manufacturing processes and availability of the required materials and skills. Now, we are coming to various techniques. We are going to study the various techniques which are used in product design. First technique which we are going to discuss in this particular lecture in detail is the quality function deployment. This is also called house of quality. In this technique, we seek the customer requirement. The starting point is customer's requirements. So, based on the customer requirement, we call it voice of the customer. Based on this, we try to develop the design. Second important technique which we are going to study, which is very old, developed during Second World War, that is called value engineering. In the value engineering, the approach is called function approach, where we try to see what is the function which we want to achieve in the product, in the existing product or in the new product. And whole of our discussion, whole of our creativity aspect, product development aspect revolves around the function. So, in that way we say that the heart of the value engineering is function approach. We identify the functions of the product and then we try to meet those functions, we try to fulfill those functions at a minimum cost, so that we improve the value of the product. the value is defined by the functions fulfillment divided by the cost. Computer aided design, computer aided engineering, they are the tools available with us to develop the product very fast, and we can analyze it also. In the computer aided engineering, we develop after developing the product, we can provide, analyze it, study it for various stresses, for and other analysis, etc. Several softwares are available by doing the solid modeling, by ANSYS, etc. We can see that how this product is going to be performed, what are the various stresses, which are the places where temperature is going to be very high, and so on. So that we can strengthen those parts which we find that there may be some kind of a failure can happen at that particular place. Then there is a concurrent engineering, which is also called simultaneous engineering. We have seen in the previous discussion that there are several stages from the product development to the launch of the product. One way is we are doing them all these steps in a sequential manner, one after another. Then the development cycle may be very long, because the second stage will give some feedback, again you are improvising it, third stage will give the some kind of a advice, and again you start improving it. Rather than doing that, let us take all the decisions simultaneously, concurrently. So, that is the concept of concurrent engineering. Then Taguchi also gives some design thinking ideas. He said that the product performs best when it is produced at the target value. They give the philosophy of robust design, consistency in the product, and in exploring the various alternatives also they develop the concept of design of experiment orthogonal array. We will see some aspect of that also in this discussion. Then obviously, as we are talking about, the design should be such that it is easy to manufacture. So, we will talk about what are the aspects we have to keep in mind for design for manufacturability. Also we will see design for assembly. Also we will see the design process ends with prototyping or some kind of a design drawings, etc. These days we can also add here in our bullet one important bullet, that is called 3D printing. That is also 3D printing. This is also frequently used in the design process as well as in the production process. This is also called rapid prototyping. The design which we have produced on the computer straightway can be sent to the manufacturing machine, rapid prototyping machine, which is also called additive manufacturing. This is also called additive manufacturing. So, you can see, you can manufacture the product and see its performance, testing, etc. also, and then you can go for a mass production in a traditional manufacturing system. Starting with the first technique, that is quality function deployment. This was developed by Dr. Mizuno at Mitsubishi Heavy Industries in 1972, around that, and then it was also implemented by Toyota minivans, and they found that a lot of advantages of implementing quality function deployment technique. We will see in detail what it includes. Obviously, by following this technique, we are able to launch the product in a less time. So, the startup cost is reduced to a large extent, and you are able to launch the product in a faster manner. Then Xerox also implemented this, and now many organizations or every organization is a potential case for implementing quality function deployment. When I will give you more input, then you will appreciate that it can be used in service sector, it can be used in manufacturing sector for any product or service or any such system. And we will see that the same quality function deployment can be used for process planning and production planning also. This is one example of a car door. You will see that here in the first column, or let me first give you the structure of this. This is the structure of house of quality. On first boxes which we are going to talk about is customer requirements, or this is called voice of the customer. From voice of the customer, we see that how this voice of the customer can be met. We talk about technical descriptors, voice of the organization. What are the facilities, what are the materials, what are the processes available with the manufacturing unit to convert the voice of the customer into useful products and services. Then we develop the relationship between the two, relationship between the requirements and the descriptors. And then we also develop the relationship, interrelationship between the technical descriptors. We also develop the relationship between the technical descriptors. Then we compare our product vis-a-vis competitors product or alternative products with respect to customers requirement, voice of the customer, and see that where our product stands with respect to competitor. And then we see that whether some features need to be improved or we should keep as it is. Similarly, we will see the our processes with alternate technical descriptors, maybe of competitors or other technologies or other thing, and to see that to benchmark that what are the processes which need to be improved and the processes which we should keep as it is. So, this is the house of quality. Now, we will see some examples and then we will see the process involved in that. Let us see the car door example. So, the first step is to identify the requirements of the customer. So, customer's requirement information forms the basis for this matrix used to translate them into operating or engineering goals. So, what is the customer requirement for a car door? Easy to open, easy to close, stay open on the hill, easy to open, does not leak in rain, no road noise, and so these are the 5 features for the example sake has been taken here as a customer's requirement. And what are the engineering characteristics or voice of the manufacturer? Energy needed to close the door. You have to find out various components and parts, mechanical parts, hydraulic parts, to see that how much energy is required to close the door. It should not be too tight, it should not be too loose. And then you have to see what is the door seal resistance, which we are finding gasket is there, which provide the leak proofing also, and which also provide a better noise etcetera, also it control that. And then check the force on the level and on the hills. Then we also see the force required, energy required to open the door, and acoustic and windows performance etcetera we can see, and also we see what should be done for water resistance. So, these are the voice of the customer, voice of the organization. Now, we will do the mapping of voice of the customer with voice of the organization. We use the symbols of a double circle, single circle and a triangular. We use the double circle when we find the relationship between the 2 parameters, that is voice of the customer and voice of the organization is very, very strong. That is of 9 point on a 10 point scale. We use the double circle. We use the single circle when this relationship is medium nature, and we use the triangle when this relationship is negligible, very, very small, or we leave it blank also if we find there is no relationship between the two. So, here we see that easy to close has a very strong relationship with energy needed to close the door. So, they have a very strong relationship, whereas door seal resistance also has a relationship for easy to close. And we found that for stay open in a hill, that if we test the force required to on the level field, on the level road, that will help us in seeing that how it is going to stay open on a hill. Then for easy to open, the important things is door seal resistance to open it, and then energy needed to open the door. Does not leak in rain. Obviously, door seal is very important, and water resistance whatsoever we are adding in terms of design of the door, that is also have a very strong relationship. No road noise. This gasket provides noise resistance, and also acoustic and other windows etcetera which we are using, that provides the no road noise. So, this way we are able to develop this third level of house of quality. Then in the top portion in the top portion, we will develop the relationship between the various aspects of engineering. Like energy needed to close the door has a has a negative relationship with the door resistance. If there is more door resistance, the more energy is required to close the door. So, the relationship between them is negative in nature. The symbol used here, you can see here, double circle for strong positive, single circle for positive, cross for negative, and star for strong negative. So, in this way we are developed. If we find that the relationship between the two parameters is negative or strong negative, then we have to see that how to compromise, how to do a trade off between the two, or how to develop some alternative. So, that relationship between them is positive. Then in this portion, that is fifth zone of our house of quality, we find we are comparing our product with competitors product. Our product is X and there are two competitors A and B. So, we compare that and see that how our product is performing with respect to competitor product A and competitor product B. If we are better, we give 5 points. If competitor is better, we give 5 points to the competitor. And we find that on easy to close, our product is not very good as compared to competitors. Okay? And similarly, does not leak in rain, our product is in between A and B. So, like this. So, from there you will get a clue where your product is with respect to the customer's requirement, with respect to customer's expectations. Similarly, we compare our product with respect to competitor's product X with A and B, and here also we found that with respect to energy level required, we are measuring it in feet per pound and maintain current. So, our target values based on this we can decide. We say that let us work on this to reduce the energy required to close the door, maintain the current level of the door seal resistance, because our performance is fairly good, 4 points as compared to competitors, reduce force to 9 pounds in this case, reduce energy to 7.5 pounds, maintain the current level and maintain the current level. So, based on this we can decide, we can see where the improvement is required in our technical descriptors. So, this is a small example, and why we call it house of quality, because ultimately you will find the shape which is coming out is like a hut. The shape which is coming out is like a hut of the that is why it is called house of quality. But the technical name is quality function deployment. So, the team required for QFD is consist of marketing people, design people, quality people, finance people and production people, and significant amount of time is required in communication. You have to collect the voice of the customer. So, lot of communication is there between marketing department, manufacturing department and so on, and there can be two different types of teams, one for developing a new product and other for improving the existing product. What are the benefits? As we have seen that whole of the approach is customer driven. Customer is the starting point for whom by taking his inputs we are developing the product to fulfill his requirements. And it reduces the implementation time also, because it is done in a very systematic manner by collecting the organizational capabilities as well as customers expectation. So, there is very less improvements required later on in the process, and it also promotes the teamwork. All members are combined together to take decisions, and a good documentation is also created. After some time you want to study why this aspect is like this. So, you can go back to the documents and find out why a particular decision was taken, why a particular parameter was selected at that particular stage. It is customer driven because the create focus on customer requirements, use competitive information effectively. As you have seen that we have compared our product vis-a-vis competitors product. So, we seek the competitor information also in this, and then we prioritize the resources. We are not improving each and every aspect of our technical descriptor. We decide judiciously which aspects need to be improved, which aspects we can keep it as it is. So, identify the items which need actions, and structure residents experience information. So, it is all our experience and information is residing with us, which can be used. So, it is a very good case, a very good approach for knowledge management also, where whatsoever discussions happen, it is getting documented, it is getting stored, which can be retrieved at a later stage by the same set of people or different set of persons. It reduces the implementation time by decreasing the midstream design changes, because all the members, all the stakeholders are involved in the design process itself. So, midstream design changes are minimum. Then it limits the post introduction problems also. After launching the product, the problems are minimum, avoids the future development redundancies also, identifies future application opportunities also. You may have developed certain things which can be implemented at a later stage, and it surfaces any missing assumptions also. You may have assumed something, but it is not documented. So, that aspects are also well taken in the methodology. It promotes the teamwork because it is based on consensus. It creates communication at interfaces, interface of design and manufacturing, interface of manufacturing at procurement, interface of manufacturing and HR function, interface of manufacturing and marketing, logistics, distribution. So, good communication is created with the help of this approach. And it also identify what type of actions, what type of information exchanges are required at the interface. You will appreciate that each individual department may be working very well, but most of the problems occurs at the interface, and that is why it is very important that our interfaces should be managed very effectively. You may find that there are systems where each department has a efficiency of 95%, 90% or 95%, but overall system efficiency may be only 40%, because major problems or some problems occur at the interfaces. Each one is doing very efficiently, but when it comes to the coordination between the two departments functions, then there are issues involved. And then it provides the it creates a global view out of the details, provides your details of each and every aspects of the design. It provides the documentation, whole process is done in a very systematic manner and documents are created. Documents are the rationale for this design. It is not that somebody has developed without based on his own whims and fancies or based on his own creativity. It is a teamwork, and in a structured manner the products are developed. It is easy to assimilate also, you can understand how this design has come up. Add structure to the information, adapts to changes, it is a living document, you keep on making changes in that document. So, it can be dynamic in nature, and it provides the framework for sensitivity analysis also. You can say that if there is some change in some parameter, what is going to be the effect of that. This is also called what if analysis, or you can do some kind of a parametric analysis. This is also called parametric analysis. If I change this one particular parameter, what is going to be its effect on the performance or on other aspects of the product. So, we can, with the help of this framework, we can perform the sensitivity analysis also. So, what is voice of the customer? It is a driving force behind the quality function deployment. Whole process starts with quality understanding the customer's requirement. So, because customer dictates the attributes of the product, and then customer satisfaction is the main motto of this process, meeting or exceeding the customer expectations. Customer expectation can be vague and general in nature. Customer expectation must be taken literally. Whatsoever customer is saying, we should take it. It is not that we modify it according to our convenience or according to our own organizational capabilities or desires. We should take the customer's requirement as he is saying, as he is trying to convey. How can we collect the customer's information? What does customer really want? The key word is really, not what we understand, what he really looks into. What are the customer's expectations? What he expects from the product? Are customer expectations used to drive the design process, or we are having our own perceptions and based on that we are designing the product? What can design team do to achieve the customer satisfaction? So, these are some of the very important questions which should be addressed in the beginning of the design process itself. If we fail to do any of these things, then we find ultimately the design, it may be very good for the organization, but it will not fulfill the expectations of the customer and ultimately going to be the failure in the market. How to collect the customer information? Very important to understand this particular aspect. You can get the customer information in a solicited, measurable and routine manner. 3 words: solicited means you are asking the customer through surveys and or through trade trials etc., soliciting, and it is a measurable also. You can measure his satisfaction, his requirements, and you can do it in a routine manner also. Then there can be a unsolicited information also, which is coming in the form of complaints and lawsuits also. Then there can be a solicited subjective. This is measurable. The first one is the measurable, and this third one is the non measurable, subjective in nature. Some focus groups, they are discussing in some trade fairs or some markets, they are discussing informally with the customers. So, it is a solicited, you are discussing them, your focus teams are discussing them, but the information collected is more subjective in nature, more opinion kind of in. Then there can be solicited, subjective and haphazard. Not in a very routine manner you are collecting in a haphazard manner by visiting to the trade fairs and then just listening to the discussions going on between customer and the shopkeeper, and you get some clue from that. So, in a haphazard manner, in a not a very routine or systematic manner, and it can be totally unsolicited, subjective and haphazard. It can be coming at conventions, vendors and suppliers, they may be giving some random thoughts about the product, how to improve that. So, it can come through several quarters in several ways, and that is the basic foundation for a QFD. So, we discussed this earlier. So, what are the various steps involved? First, list the customer requirements. Second, list the technical descriptors. Develop relationship between customers requirements and technical descriptors. Customer requirement is what a customer needs and how this needs can be fulfilled. Then develop the interrelationship. What is the relationship between customers requirements and the technical descriptors, and then do the competitive assessment of the products, and then prioritize the customer requirement and also prioritize the technical descriptor. Prioritizing means seeing that which aspects I should improve and which aspects I should keep as it is. This is another a slightly complex view, just to give you an idea. It can be a very large QFD also for real life industrial problems. This is a QFD for refrigerator product planning metrics taken from certain book, and you will find that here we are having a large number of customers expectation with respect to features, with respect to aesthetics, with respect to noise, with respect to other customers requirement, and large number of technical descriptors are also there in this case, belonging to cooling, hygiene and so many other aspects we are having. And then there is a comparison of these technical descriptors, see that which are gelling with each other, which are not gelling with each other, and then we are comparing the technical descriptors with the customers expectations, and the process is all same as we have discussed earlier. So, this is the worksheet which we can use for any product, a detailed worksheet. We list here our customers requirement in the form of here, maybe any product which we are trying to see. So, we can, this can be one aspect related to features, and there can be another aspect related to shape or aesthetics. This can be related to functions, and then obviously, we have to see what are the various technical descriptors are there, and then there is a, we can compare them here in this particular matrix, and then we can see that how this prioritization we can do of the customers requirements. Let us see each sheet one by one. This is the customer requirement worksheet. We will identify the primary functions, secondary functions and tertiary functions. Primary functions are those for which the product is meant, like refrigerator. The purpose is to maintain the hygiene or perishability of the product. It should preserve the food products. Similarly, air conditioner, cooling, and LCD projector, which is the basic function is projection. So, we should know, and then there may be some secondary functions also, cooling the lamp of the LCD projector or other functions are there, and then there can be some tertiary functions also involved. You can use the USB also along with that, or it can be connected with the remote also, or other functions are also there. So, we have to have a detailed requirements of the customer, and then we divide those requirements as a primary function, as a secondary function, or as a tertiary function. Then the technical descriptors, again some primary descriptors, what material you are going to do use and what basic process you are going to apply. So, it can be in the form of materials and it can be in the form of process. There can be two primary technical descriptors with respect to materials and with respect to processes. And then what are the secondary things related to that, like if it is a welding operation, what type of welding rod you are going to do, what temperature, what environment you are going to use, and so on. And then there are tertiary things also associated with that, how you are going to achieve that. So, this is the technical descriptors which we have to identify. After doing this, we can develop a L-shaped diagram combining the two aspects together to develop the third level of our understanding about the requirements and the technical descriptors. And then at the fourth stage, we will develop this particular matrix, relationship matrix between customer requirements and the technical descriptors, and using the symbol of strong, medium and weak relationship. And then we will compare the interrelationship between the technical descriptors by using the relationship diagram, whether the relationship is positive or negative, or it is strong, positive or negative. And then we will compare our product with the vis-a-vis competitors product in this particular manner. What is our rating of our product with respect to customer requirement, and we also rate our competitors product. And then we will compare the technical descriptors, our technical descriptor vis-a-vis competitors assessment, and based on that we prioritize what we need to improve, what should be the target value of those, whether it is a customer requirement or technical descriptors, we set the target value. And then we scale up also. At present the value is 3, we want to scale up to 4.5. So, we see that what efforts are required, what actions are required, and what is the selling point in that. And then we give the absolute weights and percentage to perform the importance rating. So, based on this, the complete diagram of this manner can be created. Now, this is important that one in the first QFD we say that customers requirement and how they are going to be fulfilled. In the second stage of this is a stage by process, how is converted into what, and further detailing is carried out here in the how. So, we get the more details about our technical descriptors in the second stage of QFD. And in the third stage of QFD, we can do the so the first phase of QFD is product planning, where we send that these are my design requirements, and from the design requirement in the phase 2 we say that part characteristics or detailed specifications of the various parts. And in the third phase, what are the key operations we are going to use? It is more a process planning which we can include at stage 3, and at stage 4 we are doing the production planning, and at stage 5. So, in summary we can say that QFD is a very orderly way of obtaining information and presenting it, and it reduces the product development cycle. It also considerably reduces the startup cost, and there are few engineering changes, and it's create an environment of teamwork, consensus decision making, and preserve everything in writing documentation. So, in today's lecture we have seen that how a product design process is initiated, what are the various ingredients which are required to develop a good product, and then one of the techniques of product development, that is quality function deployment, we have discussed, we have studied in this particular class. Thank you very much.